GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time. We belong not because of who we are or where we come from. Being here means belonging. Belonging means knowing you're part of a community that has a place for all, where potential is nurtured, where individuals become teams. We honour the legacy of those who went before and strive to build a legacy of their own. Some of us play, some of us used to play, some of us never played. We all belong. Belonging means having a voice, means being able to say what you think is right, being listened to. Belonging means respecting each other, means being there for each other, on the pitch, off the pitch. Belonging means rolling our sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. We all belong, whether it's our first day or our 100th year. We all belong here, because this place belongs to us all. Our GAA, where we all belong.
You're all very welcome here to Aughrim this evening, or today, for the Lightning Protection Ireland Senior Hurling Championship semi-final between Glenealy and Carnew, two old foes. I am joined here by Tom Darcy, County Selector and co-commentator for the day. Thanks for joining us, Tom.
Thanks for having me, Emmet. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Hopefully we'll have two good games today and start off with a cracker here between two old foes.
Two old foes is right, as I said. Carnew and Glenealy, huge tradition between these two teams down the years. They're just putting the finishing touches to their warm-ups. We'll take a run through the teams there in a minute. Carnew, as you can see on your screen, coming up in goal, Robert Fitzgerald. 2 is Aaron Kinsley, 3 Martin O'Brien, and 4 is Adrian Myers. James McGing is at number 5, John Walsh at 6, and number 17 Justin House is in at wing back. 8 is Wayne Kinsley, 9 is John Doyle Senior, 10 Jack Doyle, 11 Paddy McGing, and 12 is Thomas Collins. Number 13 John Doyle Jr. is replaced by number 18 Owen Cavan in the full forward line. That's made up by Pádraig Dorn and Owen Young. We'll get a quick look at the Glenealy team now as well. They're lining out as per the programme here. Keane Staunton is in goal, Declan Conyard, Warren Kavanagh and Joey Driver make up the full back line. Matthew Traynor, Danny Staunton and Ronan Manley are in the half back line, with Sam O'Dowd and Paul O'Brien at midfield. Jamie Byrne, Gary Byrne and Alan Driver make up an experienced looking half forward line there, with Gary Hughes, Gavin Weir and Jack Kavanagh in the inside line. As we said, both teams in good form coming into this one. Carnew, I suppose, narrowly beaten by Bray in their first game. A ding-dong battle with Havendale then, that it was kind of a quarter-final. It must win, Tom, and a huge victory over a depleted Kilcool then. Glenealy draw the first day, came back from 6 points down against their Oak to get the draw. A big win against Pats, and a tough battle the last day against Kiltegan, which will surely stand to them here. And they called on huge experience from their bench in that one, Thomas. How do you think this one's going to go?
Well, typically between these two teams there hasn't been an awful lot over the years, and we're expecting much the same today. We'd be extremely surprised if there's a clear-cut winner. I can see only being a few, maybe a score or two between at the end of the whistle, you know. But I'd say both teams have had a good passage into this, really, as you've said. Glenealy have probably been impressive in the last two games, particularly the game against Kiltegan, the ground out and out win, you know. They would have probably both teams would have probably wanted to try avoid Bray in the semi-final. But Carnew were tipping along there too nicely, and you know the younger lads on the team seem to be a little bit stronger this year than they were last year. So it's going to go to the wire, I'd say. Hopefully it'll be a ding-dong to get the afternoon going.
Well, John Keenan's going to be our referee for the day. Both teams are just getting into their huddles here. Again, as I said, a huge amount of experience on the line for Glenealy. Jonathan O'Neill Senior, Wayne O'Gorman, Robert Byrne, the likes of these lads. That's huge experience to call on. But Carnew have Conal McRae back in the ranks there, you know. Enda Donoghue also ready to come in. John Doyle Jr. will now be on that bench as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. A huge roar from the Glenealy men up on our left-hand side here at the Herbst end as they come out of the huddle. Carnew do similar down at the town goal. It looks like Glenealy will defend the town goal in the first half. Little or no breeze. If anything, it's probably cross field. So
slightly to the far, to the town, towards the town.
Just down to that corner, down where the old shop used to be. So Bob Fitzgerald is going to defend the Herbst goal here, and John Keenan is getting ready to throw this one in. This should be the first few minutes of this, as ever, will be fairly frantic. As we said, a huge rivalry, huge respect between these two clubs, but it'll count for little for the first 10 minutes in this one, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we're just trying to see both teams match up to see. They seem to be starting in the way they're lining up anyway.
Jack Doyle has gone in at centre forward at number 10 on Danny Staunton.
Danny, yeah.
So that'll be a ding-dong battle. Then number 15 is Owen Young. He has come out to wing forward with Paddy McGinn gone in to the corner there. Looks like Paddy McGinn's coming in. The ball is in, the game is on, and we're away. It's a tussle in the middle of the field. A lot of players around the ball. Justin House tries to win it. Comes off his hurl, only as far as John Walsh. Walsh though the ball's robbed on him. McGuinness on the ground. Paul O'Brien is in there. Numbers from both sides. John Doyle Senior wins the ball. Hand passes it out as far as Tommy Collins. He drives a long ball in, a dangerous looking ball into the full forward line to Pádraig Doran. Doran, heavy tussle there with the full back Warren Kavanagh, but a great block down by Pádraig Doran. Ball breaks into Keenan Staunton out to the top of the big square. Just drives it away to safety, and for a nervy few minutes of both there at the start, but Keenan Staunton just cleared his lines and trying to get his defence sorted out in front of him. Yeah,
John Doyle won the first start of a ruck of the match there. John Doyle Senior got out with it, you know, and that'll be hand passed it out to young Tommy Collins, so at least he got an early touch for himself. You know?
The line ball taken quickly, didn't work out for Carnew. Danny Staunton picks it up, looked like he touched it on the ground. Carnew claims Staunton down over the ball. Huge numbers of players from both sides around the ball. Staunton is still over the ball here. It's going to be a throw ball. But again, there's a huge intensity here to the start of this one. John Keenan gets the ball. He's about to throw it in here, throws it in between. He takes it away from but it's only into the hands of Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh picks up the ball, wins his free, and it's a free out to Glenealy and letting things settle down a bit. Both teams firing themselves into this one, trying to lay down early markers, but it's a free to Glenealy just inside their own 65, which Danny Staunton lines up. Has he the range? It'll be in around that square. If it doesn't have the distance, but Danny could have the distance, you know. It's gone high. It looks to be going to the right of the post. It's way to the right and out over the line and wide. The first wide for Glenealy after a minute and a half here.
Alan Driver has since the throw-in has moved in centre forward, and John Walsh. Jamie Byrne is picking up in the corner forward, has to be named at 10.
Huge puck down the field from Bob Fitzgerald, breaks inside, no one reacted to it, only the cornerback is Declan Conyer. Conyer does well, comes back out, pops a little pass back to Joey Driver. Driver clears his lines long down the field. It's over the heads of everyone. Gary Byrne's first to react to it as James McGinn tries to get back and dispossess him. Good play from McGinn. Byrne tries to pull on the ball. Carnew get numbers over on it again, huge numbers. Man goes to ground there, heavy looking collisions on both sides, but it's free to Glenealy. I think Wayne Kinsler wanted a free there, didn't get one. There's a Glenealy man down on the ground. I think it might be...
Is it Gary?
Is it Gary?
No, it's not Gary. See Gary stepping away here.
Is it Alan Driver? 12. Alan Driver has taken a knock there. He's down getting a little bit of attention. As I said, it's a kind of a scrappy opening, but it's the general run of things with these two teams, really.
It is, yeah. Look, it's exactly what we probably expected from both sides at this stage. There's no quarters asked or given here.
Yeah, and it's Danny Staunton all the way under the stand, right in the middle of the field. Looking to register Glenealy's first score here. Maybe gets a good strike on it. Oh, huge strike from Staunton. It's high and it's right under the stand. It's a brilliant score from Danny Staunton. A brilliant score from Staunton there, and it's Glenealy. A point to the good here in the opening exchanges. Just about 3 minutes gone. A long puck from Fitzgerald again. Huge ball right down to the top of the 40, but only Matthew Trainer there bats it straight to John Doyle Senior. John Doyle Senior takes a grateful bat away there. And beautiful strike from Doyle and high and over the bar.
Probably Matthew had time enough to gather that in his hand, really. It's a bit of lack of communication maybe behind him, but he'd be disappointed to bat that straight down to John, you know. But John will be delighted with that score.
Keenan Staunton drives a long ball down the middle of the field again. Huge numbers on there. Jack Doyle picks up the breaking ball. Doyle from all the way from the middle of the field. Another high ball is high and it's over the bar. And Carnew just picking up those loose breaks around the middle of the field. Points. Loose ball around the middle of it. Huge numbers going for that ball, and Jack Doyle gratefully took that one away. A long puck down the field again over the heads of everyone. It's going to go over the line here. It does go over the line. It was Jack Kavanagh and Justin House tussling for that one, and Adrian Myers looks like he's going to come out from his cornerback berth and take this. Michael Anthony O'Neill, the manager for Glenealy, just pointing out to where he wants his players there. Robert Doyle and Dahi Byrne, the management team for Carnew, down at the other side, so Myers just lines this one up. Has a look ahead, gets a cut, the ball goes down. There's a hurl on it there though from Sam O'Dowd, picked up there by Paddy McGing does well, gets the ball in, but Wayne Kinsta just fluffs his lines a little bit, and it's only as far as Ronan Manley. Manley fires a long ball down into Gavin Weir. Weir out in front, takes the ball, gets a little bit of time, makes space for himself, turns and strikes it high over the bar. A good score there. A good score there from Gavin Weir out in front of Martin O'Brien, and fired the ball over the bar. The puck out's taken quickly. It's all go here, but Warren Kavanagh's the first to react to it. Good play from Kavanagh, has a look up. Solos again, will strike it off the hurl, goes in, but he was kind of caught in two minds with that one. Bob Fitzgerald, the goalie, doesn't let it wide. Picks it up at the second attempt and goes along right down to where Warren Kavanagh just came out. But Danny Staunton plucks the ball out over the heads of the Carnew players. Solos up the line. Great play by Staunton. Fires the ball in to the inside line. Out in front is Gary Hughes here, is it? It is Gary Hughes. A huge puck from Hughes, high and over the bar. A wonderful score there, made by a brilliant catch by Danny Staunton.
Brilliant catch there, and Danny he lifts the Glenealy crowd every time he does that, in fairness to him. And what a ball, a great ball in front of Flash where he's dangerous, you know.
3 points to Glenealy, 2 to Carnew. We have about 5.5 minutes on the clock. A huge puck down the field again. It's all going direct. No short puck outs here. But Matthew Traynor picks this one up. Traynor looks to be in the middle of the field now. Fires a dangerous looking ball in again to Gavin Weir. Weir knocks it down as far as Jamie Byrne. Byrne sidesteps, has a little look, gets to the top of the D. Danger here for Carnew. Byrne shortens his grip, strikes on the run and strikes it high and strikes it over the bar. And Glenealy hitting a little bit of a purple patch there.
Yeah, and three from play out of their 4 scores so far, but worryingly enough, Gavin Weir's got out a couple of times in front of Martin there now, and he looks dangerous. He looks to be on his game today, in fairness.
Yeah, he very much looks to be on his game again. Another score, it'll go down as an assist, I suppose. Long puck down the field here. Danny Staunton's hurl seems to have went for a walk there, whatever was going on off the ball, but ball breaks inside. Tommy Collins is going for it, but back there is Gary Byrne wearing number 11. Byrne hand passes the ball out as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh goes outside him to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien wearing number 9. Charges up under the stand, 65 yards out, strikes on the run, but looks like this one looks like it's tailing to the right and wide, and that probably go down as a poor miss, really.
Yeah, he had ample time there to settle himself and plant his feet there. Now we'd be expecting Paul to do a bit better there, you know, pair of his quality.
Again, we have a break in play. John Keenan is going to have a little chat with whoever took offence to Danny Staunton's hurl
there, yeah. It was ended up about 10 yards away from his person anyway.
So there was something took place. A long puck down the field again. The drop on the Safarsi. Oh, brilliantly taken by Sam O'Dowd. A leg heavily bandaged, but doesn't look to be affecting him as he gallops up the line here. Takes a pot shot. That's a dangerous ball. He's going to let it hop inside. He picks it up and he does well. Bob Fitzgerald there. It wouldn't have been letting it hop.
Great clearance.
Huge clearance right down on top of Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh though, it's batted away from him by Joey Driver. Again the ball breaks down. Jack Doyle has Danny Staunton all over his case. Glenealy pick up the pieces though and get the ball as far as Jack Kavanagh. Kavanagh though is blocked down. Huge intensity from both sides, but Danny Staunton's not blocked down. He clears a long clearance down the field. Jamie Byrne is underneath, touched away by Adrian Myers. Ball breaks back in as far as Alan Driver. Driver goes cross field with that ball over to Gary Hughes. Hughes, danger here for Carnew, but he just drops the ball at the vital moment. Has a look, twists and turns. Will he shoot? He does. He shoots on the turn, picks his spot and hits it high and hits it over the bar. And as we said, Tom, the inside line, they're getting joy in there at the minute.
They are, but the quality ball going in is very good, in fairness. Like Danny and Sam O'Dowd and Matthew Traynor have pumped in a couple of nice balls there in front of the full forward.
Yeah, it's hard for him to deal with. Wayne Kinsta grabs the puck out right in the middle of the field, turns and fires the ball in front of the town goal. Dangerous one, hops inside. Keane Staunton deals with, lashes a long ball out underneath the stand. A huge puck there from Staunton right down on top of Gary Byrne. Byrne though is beaten to this one by James McGing. McGing takes 2-3 attempts, doesn't get up. Glenealy are there and it falls to Matthew Traynor. Traynor takes off with the ball. Huge big athletic man, and he fires a dangerous ball into the square. Bob Fitzgerald comes out, bats it. It's dangerous. It's can Carnew deal with Adrian Myers, gets a hurl to it. Jamie Byrne is there. Gary Hughes is there. It's picked up by Gavin Weir. Weir twists and turns just under 21 and fires it over the bar. Now it's 6 points to 2 all of a sudden, and Carnew need to get a grip of this game around the middle there. Glenealy are larding things at the minute, Tom.
They are, yeah, and the inside forward line there, Gavin, Flash and Jamie have got 5 out of 6 points there now from play. So like if this quality ball keeps going in there, they're going to cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, look, you can point to the Carnew full back line, but that quality it's coming from the middle third, and they'll have to get a grip around that area, or if not, they're going to be in big trouble. Puck out again from Bob Fitzgerald right down the middle, but it's on top of Jack Kavanagh. Justin House goes for it. Jack Doyle wins it. Looks like his hurl was held. 2 men immediately go to Doyle. Doyle on the solo run, needs a bit of support, tries to Kyle Hayes it and hop it off the ground, but it doesn't come up quite right from good play by the Glenealy backs. Slow to get to him, slow to support him, and the Glenealy man is bundled out over the line there, Paul O'Brien. It looked like a push to me, but it's going to be a line ball. as you said, Carnew very slow to support there, Tom.
Yeah, very slow. Like Jack was isolated there when he didn't get the ball up first time. You know, I think there was 3 Glenealy fellas around him there, and that just looks to be the order of the day so far. You know, there's a good pace to this match, though, Emmet.
Good pace indeed. As we said, Glenealy are 4 to the good here to Minaho, and Cavan will take this line ball. He's just inside the 45 here, right underneath us. Chance for the young Carnew man, maybe he fancies a chance. It doesn't quite catch it though, and it only goes as far as the first man and off Jack Doyle, and it's a line ball to Glenealy. So
ball hasn't moved a whole lot.
No, little things like that though, you know, line balls, they're a free puck at the ball. Line ball here. Danny Staunton comes out with centre back to take it. He gets it only as far as Jack Doyle though. Doyle twists and turns again. There's huge numbers around him from Glenealy. Glenealy do that very well. They pick out who they think will be the danger man, and they always have 3 or 4 around him. Good play by Glenealy. Oh, turning that one over. Ronan Manley fires it up as far as Jamie Byrne, but Adrian Myers does really well. Brilliant play from Myers, the cornerback. Lashes the ball down the line. Again it's batted away by the Glenealy backs. Carnew need to try and make a ball or two stick in there as Ronan Manley fires the ball up to Gavin Weir. Martin O'Brien gets a hurl on this one again. 2 or 3 players miss it. O'Brien gets it at the second attempt, has a look, clears the ball cross field over the head of Tommy Collins. Warren Kavanagh goes back there. Pádraig Dordan should make it first, does make it first, but he's dispossessed by Kavanagh, and Joey Driver does well. Again it's broken play over there, huge tussle, but Dordan comes up with the ball, does really well. Pádraig Dordan strikes the ball as he was falling out off balance, and it's gone to the left of the post. And
about 9 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes since Carnew had their last score, so like Carnew could have done with that score.
Yeah, it's a huge block of 9 minutes there in a county semi-final to be going without a score, but they're still in it. They're still only 4 points, so they need the next one, you'd feel. Good play here though by Wayne Kinsta. Kinsta picks it up again, 3 men around him, lots of traffic in that middle third. Paddy McGing does really well, fires a little ball in, but it's brilliantly read there by the full-back. Cleared long down the field in as far as Gary Hughes. Hughes done well. It was Joey Driver cleared that one into Hughes. Dangerous looking ball across field, but good play by James McGing to get his hurl on that one. Adrian Myers needs help though. There's again huge intensity from the Glenealy men. Ball breaks back out, working very hard as Gary Hughes gets a touch back to Paul O'Brien. Carnew tried to push out, and O'Brien looks up, flicks a little bit. Oh, Alan Driver in acres of space at the top of the D, and he says thank you very much, and fires it high and fires it over the bar, and Carnew just losing their shape in around there a little bit.
Yeah, but in fairness, the Glenealy half back line here, Warren, Danny and Ronan Manley, Matthew Traynor, Sam O'Dowd, they're cleaning up every breaking ball that's going. I think, you know, Carnew are going to have to get the grips around the
loose puck out there, and Sam O'Dowd picked it up and got it as far as Alan Driver, and Driver's gone inside John Walsh. Ball is popped back to Gavin Weir at the top of the D again. Another score, another ball high and over the bar. 8 points to 2 here, and I think Carnew need to do something. They need to change something. What they're doing is not working, but Glenealy's intensity and everything.
They are, and they look extremely sharp, Emmet, in fairness, like, you know what I mean? Like, worryingly now, like, Carnew even haven't tried to move any of the players in the half-hour line.
Ball breaks again. Danny Staunton. Danny Staunton is blown for a free there. He's trying to reach around Paddy McGing to get that one, but it's a free to Carnew in a scoreable position, as we said.
And Carnew will take it. Hopefully they'll just settle down a bit now if they can get this score. You know, it's exactly what they wanted now at the minute, just get a breather. But in fairness to Glenealy, they've started with a great pace. They look very sharp, and they're working very well as a team.
And I think, you know, just on what I said before about the teams that Glenealy played in the build up to this, I think those matches look to be standing to them here now. Tough matches, all good, tough games, you know, look to be standing to Glenealy at the minute. They look that bit sharper. That ball has gone to the left and wide. Carnew needed a score there, and it's just drifted to the left and wide, and it'll be a puck out from Keenan Staunton. Staunton drills the ball right out underneath us here into the space in front of Alan Driver. Driver out in front of John Walsh. Walsh too far off, but Alan Driver only pucks it into the grateful hand of John Doyle Senior. John Doyle Senior charges forward the ball again. The red jerseys descend on him. Good shoulder from Alan Driver. Ball goes out, and it's a line ball to Glenealy. Again, John Doyle had no options there. Four red jerseys around him.
Look at it's been the order of the day so far. They're just working and swarming like bees, the Glenealy fellas. The minute Carnew get positioned, they're around them, 3 to 4 lads, you know. But there has to be options available there.
Yeah, well, look, if there's 4 lads around, there has to be 3 Carnew lads somewhere.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? So Danny Staunton cuts this one again, goes cross field with it in as far as Gary Byrne. Byrne right out on the 65, has a look, pops the ball into space inside in front of Gavin Weir. Weir has Martin O'Brien on his case, but he gathers the ball, turns, goes underneath the scoreboard. Danger here for Carnew. If Weir keeps going, he have to strike it off the hurl now though. Shot, goal, blasted to the net, and it's all too easy for Glenealy at the minute. They're leading Carnew a merry dance here, and is
a simple, like that was a simple crossfield ball there from Gary. He came out, the space was there, acres of space in front of Gavin Weir there to run into, in fairness, you know. Carnew need to get their shape back.
All of a sudden it's a 9-point game here, 1-8 to 2 points, and Carnew look to be, I won't say slightly off the pace, they're way off the pace at the minute as Matthew Traynor goes for this ball. Jack Doyle falls as he tries to tackle him, pops the ball off to Warren Kavanagh. It's all too easy for these Glenealy men at the minute. Kavanagh tries to get the ball in as far as Gary Hughes does, spoons it out as far as Gary Byrne. Byrne now on the charge here. Glenealy sense blood, good tackle there, no, not a good tackle. Yeah. Gavin Weir has 1-3 from play, I'm being told here. He's on fire today, but again, Adrian Myers came out and shouldered into Gary Byrne there. I thought he might have got away with it, but I suppose he did take the player out. The ball was gone away from him.
Yeah, it probably was, in fairness.
Like
if he maybe a split second sooner, he might have got away with it.
Enda Donoghue was about to enter the fray here for Carnew. 15 minutes gone, so Donoghue.
Be interesting to see now who
goes in at Strahan at centre back. John Walsh is coming off. So
it's been quite a while since Enda played in that position.
Quite a while, I would say, but I suppose they have to be seen to do something at the minute, Carnew. And I'd say John Walsh is probably unlucky there, because we could have reached anyone and even a bit further out the field.
Yeah,
I think
the Glenealy half-back line are totally dominating the game.
You know, it's the first water break here. Just take this opportunity to congratulate our ladies, Wicklow ladies, on a comprehensive victory in the All-Ireland final today. A brilliant victory and a great boost for ladies football and football in general for the county. So a huge well done, and Bhua
I got to
them.
see a few minutes before we go on the road today now, and they put in a sterling performance. Fair play.
Yeah, so we're at the first water break here. It's 1-9 to Glenealy. If you're only tuning in, it's 2 points to Carnew. A 10-point deficit here. And there's a fair Carnew crowd underneath us, Tom, and they're almost a shocked look off from here, isn't
but
there?
I'd say anybody in the place wouldn't have expected. If you were just walking in now with the first water break, you wouldn't be expecting to see a scoreline like that, you know.
You wouldn't, and I tell you, but to be fair, like Glenealy are full value for their taking Carnew. They're, as the fella says, they're dragging them to places they don't want to go, and they're completely dominating them in all sectors of the field. You know, you say Carnew have only got 1 free in that, you know, like
and
they're not fouling. Yeah, they're not fouling. They're not, you know, it's a very, very good performance from Glenealy.
All the damage has been done from play and in open play, you know. Yeah. So, like in fairness, Carnew were they have to be worried at this stage now. They have to start getting a few scores. Just settle down a bit, win a couple of dirty balls, things like that.
Have to get to the pitch of the game, really. We've no one really that's at the pitch of the game.
No, they're a little bit stand-off to men now.
Fitzgerald pucks the ball again, drills it, but again it's first to react. Like, that's our puck out. How is Glenealy reacting first to it? As Jack Kavanagh reacted first, gets it out to Jamie Byrne. Byrne has a look, gets his strike in. It's high, it's dropping, it's there, it's into the hands of Bob Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald fires the ball out as far as Adrian Myers. Myers under the scoreboard, 14 yards out from his own goal, tries to set up an attack, drives a long ball down. Warren Kavanagh is over on Tommy Collins there. The ball breaks off the two of them. Again, there's numbers there. It's gone out half. Paddy McGing there, we could see it from here. It's a line ball to Glenealy, and just Carnew need to find an extra 15 or 20% of intensity from somewhere, because it's not there at the minute.
To do, and you'd imagine straight after a water break, like it would have been the management's chance to have a chat, that they might show some little bit of a burst there now, but maybe, hopefully they'll get into it now.
Adrian Myers wins the breaking ball. John Doyle Senior goes in and gets the ball and shovels it down the line there as far as Owen Young. Young tries to get it again. The intensity from Glenealy is huge. It's out half at Glenealy hurl. It's a line ball to Carnew. It's it'll be right in the middle of the field underneath the stand there. John Doyle Senior is going to take it.
But even Carnew's body language
around
the forwards and stuff, there's no urgency, there's no...
Even going to take that line ball, there's no urgency about Carnew, and away come Glenealy with the breaking ball again. Matthew Trainor's almost like a training session in there for these Glenealy backs at the minute. Huge puck down the field. Aaron Kinsel's underneath with Jamie Byrne. Ball breaks. First again to react is Glenealy man. It's Jack Kavanagh. Again that crossfield. Dangerous ball into Gary Hughes. Hughes just comes off his hand on. Adrian Myers gets a hurl to it. Back out as far as Alan Driver. He reacts first again, and that's the the way the game is panning out here, Paul O'Brien loses his hurl, hand passes the ball out as far as Jack Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets time to plant his feet. It's dropping in, it's dangerous ball, this one. Gavin Weir's underneath. Bob Fitzgerald comes out, picks up the pieces and clears the ball as far as Enda Donoghue. Donoghue, first chance really to get a puck ahead, drills a low ball down in front of Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh goes by him down into the hands of Pádraig Doran. Doran has Joey Driver all over his case. Doran gets around this time. His man inside looked like a throw ball, was it? No, but it just comes out and it's a free, an advantage. Pádraig might have thrown it, but
he gives that impression quite a lot sometimes. But in fairness, Owen Kavanagh had held on to that ball, he had the sidestep there maybe. But look at Carnew will take this. Hopefully,
yeah, it's a badly needed.
Over the bar.
We have to start somewhere, as the lad says. They have to start somewhere coming back here, because
just looking down, the two cornerbacks seem to have swapped. Adrian has gone over onto.
First score for Carnew in 15 minutes tells its own story. If from a free, it's high, it's over the bar, it's 3 points to 1-9 here. Looks like a mountain to climb, but the only thing we can say is there is time there to do it. Alan Driver's underneath this one, it goes over, both him and Enda Donoghue. John Doyle goes back and picks up the pieces, gets the ball as far as James McGing. McGing clears the ball long down the field. Tone Young again looked like a push in the back. It is a push in the back there. Joey Driver pushes Pádraig Doran. It'll be another free into Carnew. And I think this just, they need to just start winning a few frees, get a few scores on the board there, but it's going to be very hard against Glenealy because they're very well disciplined.
They are, and they're masters at, when they get their head in front, they'll dictate the pace of the game and they'll play it to what suits them. There's a lot of experience there in that Glenealy team, and a lot more can come on if needed.
Is its own Young again steps up to this one just inside the 45. Umpires have a good look ahead. The flag goes up. It's 1-9-4, and there's about 20 minutes gone, 21 minutes on the clock there, so that's including our water break. Keane Staunton will take this puck out now as Glenealy come over.
After swapping Pádraig there and Wayne Kinsella there, straight swap midfield and full forward.
It's funny because Pádraig had started win ball and looked dangerous in there, Jack Doyle gets this one, lashes the ball in. Joey Driver's out in front, gets it as far as Danny Staunton, shouldered by Paddy McGing, but only as far, gets the ball as far as Matthew Traynor. Traynor fires that dangerous looking ball into Gavin Weir again. Weir out in front of Martin O'Brien, twists and turns, has a look. There's a man free straight across at the top of the D. He looked for him, but was cut out, given to Enda Donoghue. Donoghue finds a little pass into John Doyle Sinner, long dangerous looking ball in on. Kavanagh's in after this one. Keane Staunton does really well, takes it and flashes the ball up the line as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien takes it, pulls on it at the second attempt, only as far as Jack Doyle. Doyle has a look, probably carrying it into a bit of trouble, gets the ball as far as Wayne Kinsella. Chance for Wayne Kinsella, high, and it's over the bar. A good score for Carnew. It's 1-9 to 5 points there in Carnew with the last 3 scores there now, so they were badly needed, but they're starting to probably get a little bit more of a grip around the middle, like we spoke about.
Look at this game, it's still very much wide open,
High ball down the field, dangerous looking ball. It's taken brilliantly by Jack Kavanagh. Kavanagh does well, pops it off to Jamie Byrne.
And over carries. No?
A throw ball. Throw ball. I thought he maybe was being held though as well, but look, he's given the free to Carnew. I think Carnew will take it with open arms. And the Donoghue checks.
Range here
he's just checking to see where exactly he can take it from. Referee or linesman Chris Canavan tells him where to take it from. And the number 20 on his back, familiar stance, and drives this one high, dangerous looking ball in. Wayne Kinsella's in there underneath. Straight over the bar. Huge score from Enda Donoghue there. A massive strike at the ball, and 1-9 to 6 as Carnew tried to claw their way back here. 6 point game. 23 minutes gone.
Yeah, and after the great start that Glenealy had to this game now since the water break, they've yet to score Emmet. So, this is where Carnew need to push on, get the next couple of scores there now.
Yeah, and I suppose it's the old story about the water break being a good thing or a bad thing, and it definitely has affected Glenealy anyway. Maybe Carnew are left with the voice of the two boys ringing in their ears a bit as well with what they needed to do, but huge intensity, free out there. The puck out went down. John Doyle is after being pushed in the back. It's a free down to Carnew. Be interesting to see if the last one was anything to go by. Enda would still have the range here, but
it'll be in around the danger zone.
It'll be definitely around the danger area. Again, a huge strike. This one is going to drop in around the danger area. Wayne Kinsley's under, breaks down. Chance for Owen Kavanagh, just flashed a pull ahead. Oh, like Keane Staunton, seen that one late. It wasn't going in or anything, but he kind of got worried there as it flashed across.
A bit of a delayed reaction there, wasn't it?
I think it was. From here, we could see it was clearly going wide. It was just a kind of a despairing dive. But Joey Driver takes a sharp poke out and lashes the ball down the field, but lashes it straight out over the line, and things that were all kind of going right in that first 15 minutes for Glenealy.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
a little
what happens, you know, when you get a little bit of momentum in a match, you know, things can go for you and the other teams start to look like they're panicking and stuff, all that, you know. But look at Glenealy are going to be very happy at this stage.
Ball breaks inside again, and Pádraig Doran goes for this one. Him and Paul O'Brien, a huge tussle, but Alan Driver's hurled a lot of ball from his centre forward. Bert Dog strikes this one, but only down as far as Enda Donoghue. Donoghue was robbed of the ball by Jack Kavanagh. He was trying to take a bit of time and get a good strike on it. You won't get time in around these Glenealy men as Carnew try to shore things up, and Pádraig Doran wins a great ball and drives it down the field in over the head of Danny Staunton as Paddy McGing takes it in his stride, tries to strike it on the rung, drops short though and into the hands of Keane Staunton. We can't be dropping in balls like that. They have to go over or dead, you'd imagine. You're just giving momentum back, but Keane Staunton then puts the ball out over the line. So
for Keane now, but I think that's twice he's done that now in the first half, you know. On the far side, yeah, but there looks to be an awful lot of space over there, in fairness.
Great line ball from James McGing, but it's swallowed up there by that man Danny Staunton, and he's away. He's 65 yards out from the Carnew goal. Blue and yellow jerseys converge, gets the ball out as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien is fouled by Aaron Kinsley.
Yeah,
silly,
a bit of a rash challenge.
Yeah, rash challenge, silly foul to give away, because Paul was going to come back in on that hand anyway.
He was, yeah, you know? And he was going away like to his weaker side away from the goal, you know, a bit of a silly free, especially when Carnew had momentum, you know. And
it's a yellow card picked up as well, so you know, after the first 15 minutes of being in that full back line, a yellow card is the last thing you want in there, the way the ball was going in. But Carnew seemed to. Pádraig Doran has made a big difference coming out end, and Pádraig have shored things up a little bit there. So
to have, yeah, look at the one thing the Henda can, in fairness, the two centre backs on the pitch there at the minute are probably the two best strikers of a ball in the county. So like the ball, if they get a clear strike at it, it's going to go straight to the opposition's goal.
That's it, just a little bit of attention to Paul O'Brien there. He's down, it's 45 yards, it's central enough, and it's about 45 yards out from the Herbst end, as we call it. We've just over 26 minutes on the clock. 6-point game. So, chance for Gavin Weir to get the first score there. That's the first score since the water break for Glenealy. So it's 10-6 now. It's back to a 7-point game, and huge poke again from Fitzgerald, comes right underneath Jack Doyle. Oh, brilliant take by Doyle. His chance to plant his feet here and get the strike away. He does, but it's dropping in again. It's Keane Staunton has this one. He's fouled by Wayne Kinsley, and Staunton is down and he's injured. But again, that's another ball dropped into a keeper there, you know.
Yeah, now Jack seems to have come back into the game a bit more too. Since he's come out around the middle, you know, moved out of the half-forward line, so it probably suits him that little bit better out here.
And Keane Staunton has the helmet off, so this looks like he's in a spot of bother here. He hasn't moved much from the time he hit the ground there, so he's only back from a fairly serious injury there as well. Maybe hoping it's nothing to do with that. Yeah, it looks like a dead leg. He seems to be. Danny Staunton is having a chat now. He's just gone in to get the ball. I thought he was having a chat with the umpires about what may not have happened, but he's happy enough that he's just getting the ball to take the free. Staunton is about to get to his feet, I think.
Sluggish enough.
So there'll be a free to Danny Staunton. About 28 minutes gone here in the Lightning Protection Ireland Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. Glenealy lead 10-6. The ball is out underneath the stand, and it's James McGing. McGing mops the ball up and fires a long ball down looking for Owen Young. It's gone over his head, and out to that is Danny Staunton gets his hurl on it just ahead of Wayne Kinsley. It'll be a line ball to Carnew between the 14 and the 21 down there on the stand side.
Has Danny moved back into full back, or was it just for the
I think when he took the free he just stayed there. Taken quickly by Owen Young out as far as Pádraig Doran. Doran goes in, tries to go between two tacklers, gets the ball out to Tommy Collins. Collins striking that ball off his back foot. It's high, it's hanging in the air, it's dangerous. Owen Kavanagh's underneath, but the ball just goes out and goes harmlessly wide. And we need to be attacking all those with everything we have. Keane Staunton will take this puck out. seems to have recovered, Tom.
Yeah, look at Keenan as for a youthful age has a lot of experience there as well, so he'll use every advantage.
Ball is out as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd took the quick puck and tries to drill a long ball. Probably not his greatest strike ever, but breaks into the middle of the field and is picked up by Pádraig Doran. Doran hops the ball in the hurry. He's looking for a free. He's not going to get one there. He should know that by now. Ball breaks out to Matthew Traynor. Traynor strikes the ball long down the field looking for Jack Kavanagh. Aaron Kinsella goes to ground, but the ball goes past the two of them. Kavanagh's first to react, has a look. Players on the far side calling for it. One of them is Alan Driver. Brilliant pass from Jack Kavanagh. High, but this one drops to the left hand side of the post and has just gone wide there from Alan Driver. But
every time Glenealy moved that ball quickly into the full forward line, though, they look extremely dangerous.
You can see the space from here in particular. You can see the runs they're making and the space they're making for one another. It's very good. It's dangerous times in there. We have a line ball to Carnew on the far side from the resultant puck out there. As if anyone can hear anything there coming in on the microphone, we have a very excited batch of supporters down underneath us who are questioning a linesman's decision there at the minute. So if you took offence to any of that, we're sorry. Line ball from James McGing again. It's Glenealy who react. First ball is out as far as Danny Staunton. Staunton fires the ball up the line. Brilliant ball in front of Jack Kavanagh, but Kavanagh overruns this one. First back to it will be Aaron Kinsella. Kinsella does well, picks up the ball, needs support, gets the ball. Oh, it's knocked away from him by Jamie Byrne. Byrne just gets his hurl. It'll be a line ball to Carnew. We're just gone 30 and a half minutes on the clock here. We're half a minute into injury time. We haven't had an announcement yet of how many added minutes we'll have. So Enda Donoghue's coming out of centre back to take this line ball. Donoghue will try and get a good strike on this one as the Glenealy men drop back, leaving Danny Staunton free down here underneath us. Gets right underneath it, it's up in the air, it's down on top of Matthew Traynor. Traynor ball breaks away, Jack Doyle gets to it first. Again it's pulled on though, and that man right in the pocket as they call it was Danny Staunton, and drills a great ball in front of Gary Hughes. Very hard to mark Gary Hughes at the best of times, with brilliant play by Adrian Myers to recover that one and get his clearance away. Brilliant play by the corner back under all sorts of pressure. Ball is in front of Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh out first, twists and turns, gets out in front of his man, strikes the ball on the turn, strikes it high and strikes it over the bar. Brilliant score there, but I have to say a brilliant score by Kavanagh, but was made by Adrian Myers' persistence on the far side.
And something that we hadn't been able to do up to this stage of the match was get out in front and get the balls off that inside line, you know.
We'll have 2 minutes of injury time here, or either that everyone's just sticking two fingers up at me, I don't know. It's 1-10 to 7 points to Glenealy. The ball breaks in the middle of the field as Paul O'Brien picks this one up. O'Brien has a look at his options again. It's that low ball in front of the full forward line that's worked so well for Glenealy in this first half. Twists and turns, Gavin Weir does on, but a hurl in from Martin O'Brien just about does enough to pull him off for a minute. Looks like he was pulled to the ground there twice, but play away, says John Keenan. There's no free there, and the ball ends up in the hands of Alan Driver. Driver breaks a tackle, twice breaks a tackle. Carnew back in numbers and he blows him for over Garrion. And if it was from Glenealy, I'd be hard. I think that's harsh enough.
I thought so too,
on a couple of occasions there, but they've got a free out. Carnew, they need every opportunity they can. It's Enda Donoghue.
It's in Enda's range again. I'd say it's going to be dropping in somewhere around the house.
Yeah, you'd imagine if you were a corner forward down there, you'd be standing back in on the end line and coming out and attacking it though. Maybe they know something I don't. You were going to say something there, Tom, and you didn't.
Yeah, I forgot.
You lost your train of thought.
Stream there.
Again, Donoghue steps into this, so not as good a strike, but it's in at the top of the D, and Warren Kavanagh's on a brilliant take by Kavanagh. Bairn number 3 does really well, gets the ball out as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien is surrounded by 4 or 5 Carnew men, flicks a little ball out as far as Ronan Manley, but Pádraig Doran is on his case. Again, it comes back and it's Warren Kavanagh, loose ball, lots of bodies in there. Danny Staunton goes back and picks it up. Staunton, brilliant play by Staunton, wins his free. Brilliant play by Danny Staunton there. Took a ball out of the ruck, burst it out, won his free, and typical of the player, really.
Yeah, look, Danny is having a very good game there, but it says you nearly expect that every day when Danny steps down the field now at this stage, you know.
Yeah,
lifts the crowd there as well every time he wins an outfield like that.
A model of consistency. So right underneath the stand, he's going to take the free one himself.
Card for Owen Young? So there
Just
we
check.
are.
Half-time whistle goes here in Aughrim. It's Glenealy 110, Carnew 7 points. Looked a lot worse for Carnew. Glenealy had won 9 of that up after 15 minutes, so they've only got one score in that second half. Carnew with a lot of work to do here. So, look.
Glenealy only scored one point since the water break.
1 point since the water break. So, look, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be back with the second half and see who's going to make it into the 2021 Lightning Protection Ireland Senior Hurling Championship Final. Talk to you soon.
Our GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time. We belong not because of who we are or where we come from. Being here means belonging. Belonging means knowing you're part of a community that has a place for all. Where potential is nurtured, where individuals become teams. We honour the legacy of those who went before and strive to build a legacy of their own. Some of us play, some of us used to play, some of us never played. We all belong. Belonging means having a voice, means being able to say what you think is right. Being listened to. Belonging means respecting each other, means being there for each other, on the pitch, off the pitch. Belonging means rolling our sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. We all belong, whether it's our first day or our 100th year. We all belong here, because this place belongs to us all. Our GAA, where we all belong.
Gets ball now. I'm Gareth Ryan, St James Street, Dublin, and I am Hurling.
Right, sorry, G. Challenge is first person to get the ball through the hole wins. I go first.
Will you give me that one?
Give you that one.
Come on.
Susan Vaughan, Glenealy, Clare. I am Hurling.
Paul Sheehan, Yuri Shamrocks, Down. I am Hurling.
Declan Hennon, Adair, Limerick. I am Hurling.
Richie Hogan, Danesfort, Kilkenny. I am Hurling. Are you?
Our GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time.
Yeah, you're all very welcome back to the second half of the Lightning Protection Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. Here is back, the ball is in, John Keenan is thrown in, Matthew Traynor goes to ground, gets the ball out as far as Alan Driver pops a pass off as far as Paul O'Brien. There's 2 changes on the Carnew team, I'll give them to you at the next break in play. Paul O'Brien strides forward with this one, lashes the ball high and lashes it over the bar, no one near him. Great start to the second half for Glenealy. It's 1-11 to 7 points now. Carnew made 2 changes. John Doyle Jr. is in for Thomas Collins and Conor Wafer is in for Aaron Kinsta. There 2 changes on the Carnew team. The puck out is taken. It's fast and furious. Danny Staunton catches it at the second attempt, comes out and gives the ball to Matthew Traynor, ever willing and ever on the shoulder looking for a pass, drills the ball in front of Gavin Weir. Weir's out in front, hurled in by Martin O'Brien, does enough, loses his hurl, wins a free out, and it'll be a free down to Carnew.
Martin recovered well there in fairness, but there's always seems to be acres of space for Gavin Weir to run into there. Same in the first half.
And it's the very same corner it was under the scoreboard in the first half. The ball was being popped into that space and it's down here now. So
there's your wing forward, you see.
Chance for Enda Donoghue to get Carnew on the front foot. He does put a high ball in, but it's batted away by Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh get as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien is starting to have a huge influence on this game. He was very good in the first half. He started the second half in the same vein. Ball comes out as far as Justin House pops it out as far as John Doyle Senior. He goes short across to Paddy McGing. McGing drills the ball in front of Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh turns his man. Will he get there first? He will, but Cian Staunton comes out, just does enough, gets a hurl on it and clears his lines out as far as Warren Kavanagh. Half chance there for Carnew, but not taken, and mopped up by Glenealy, who cleared the ball only as far as Justin House. House tries to get the ball as far as John Doyle Senior, should have struck it himself but didn't. Jack Kavanagh mops up ball again, and ball is loose play there over the far side of the field. Huge amount of bodies in around this one. The ball is there to be won. No one is coming out ahead. Everyone looking for a free, no one getting the ball. It's still there to be got though, and it's Carnew come out with the ball. Justin House does really well, fires the ball in front of Wayne Kinsta though. The ball breaks off him only as far as Sam O'Dowd goes long down the field. It was Conor Wafer came out with that one, ball breaks inside. Martin O'Brien lets it run by him, goes back to pick up the pieces down underneath the tricolour there. Hand passes the ball back to Bob Fitzgerald. Bob has 2 Glenealy men on him. He's under pressure, he needs help, tries to clear his lines, does really well there to clear his lines. It was dangerous looking at high, might be hooked, but he wasn't, and got huge clearance in. But it's only to that man Danny Staunton to the middle of the field. Danger here for Carnew, strikes the ball on the run, but it looks to be dropping to the right and wide. And
he had a split second to get back onto his favoured side there if he had realised, But
this second half has kind of started though in the same vein as the first started. Glenealy looked to holding all the aces around the middle third at the moment. Ball is off the hand of Matthew Traynor down as far as John Doyle Senior. Hooked there by Traynor, does really well. Doyle picks it up on his hands and knees, tries to get up, tries to get away, wins a free. Oh, soft enough, I'd say, on the run of things.
And John Doyle is doing his usual out game. He's getting, little bits and bursts and winning a few dirty balls for us, and he's won 2 or 3 frees for us, in fairness there today,
He's gone down to tie his lace end. Donoghue has a look at this one. Is well within Donoghue's range. Scored at Carnew need. 33 or 4 minutes. 7 points is not enough in a hurling match.
No, it's not, no. Carnew can get back to the 6 points. It's still only a 2-score game.
Chance for Donoghue here, steps into this one, strikes it high. It's gone huge poke high, and it's over the bar, right into the yard in it. Helps there, a huge strike from Donoghue, and it's 8 points to Carnew, 1-11 to Glenealy. We're Carnew are looking for inspiration. Glenealy looking to manage this lead now as the ball breaks around the 40, between the 45 and the 65. Again, it's that man Alan Driver pilfered the ball up, done well, strikes the ball on his knees. Only goes as far as James McGing. McGing fires a low, dangerous looking ball in, but the field is going to run out on him. It's just gone out over the line. There's a chance there for John Doyle Jr., but that's the type of ball that's going straight in front of the Glenealy lads at the other end.
It is, like James should have done better. He had a clear strike ahead and a wide open wing in front of him.
Danny Staunton to take this one. Seems to be the set piece man for Glenealy. He's all over. Great cut again into the danger area in front of Alan Driver. Driver's done really well in this game so far, but Pádraig Dorn gets the ball, hand passes it out as far as Jack Doyle. Doyle, little bit of space now, puts the ball in front of Owen Kavanagh, but first to that one is Declan Conyer. Conyer does well, but Kavanagh recovers, wins the ball and wins a free. A free into Carnew and a chance to reduce the deficit here again.
Yeah, tricky enough angle now.
111 to Carnew, or to Glenealy, sorry. This should be 9 points to Carnew, but we won't put the commentator's curse on him just yet. It's a tricky enough angle. Owen Young stands over. He's only about 5 or 6 yards in from the sideline on the 21 there. Steps into it, strikes it high and strikes it over the bar. It's 9 points to 111. 14 points to 9, a 5-point game. And to be honest with you, the way Carnew played in this game, Thomas, it's nearly good work to be only 5 points down at the minute.
Like, that 10-minute burst by Glenealy in the first half, as impressive as it was, Carnew have creeped back into it, haven't they?
They have just about. It's good work to be just even hanging on here. Oh, but Gary Hughes is not hanging on because he's plucked that out of the... Oh, brilliant score by Hughes. Massive score for Glenealy.
Brilliant strike by
Just
Gary.
as we said, Carnew were creeping back into it. He plucks the ball out from a huge puck out from Staunton, lands running and strikes the ball on the run over the bar. Brilliant score by Hughes. Brilliant score by Glenealy. Ball is back in play, but it's Sam O'Dowd again is underneath this one. It goes off. He's hurled this time a line ball to Carnew between the 45 and 65. Pádraig Doran lining up to take this one. Again looking for his options. There's a few bits of movement in there. He goes short to Wayne Kinsler, but Danny Staunton comes across, tries to pull on it. Again, it's a loose one. Lots of bodies around it, and it's picked up again by that man, John Doyle Senior. Wins the ball in the crowd. Oh, great ball out. Brilliant score by Pádraig Doran, right inside the post. Massive score by Doran. Brilliant play by John Doyle again. He's like I said, he does a lot of work in around there. The unthankful work, really.
Absolutely, that's his trademark, really, for Carnew.
10 points to 112, 5-point game again. We've nearly 7 minutes gone on the clock here in this second half of the Lightning Protection Ireland Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. A huge puck down and it's broken again, hurls everywhere, but it's a Glenealy man reacts. That man is Paul O'Brien, picks up the loose play, fires a little ball in. Oh, just about got a hurl on it there, Martin O'Brien. A great touch by Martin O'Brien, because Gavin Weir was gone if that had went through.
It was a last-ditch touch, in fairness.
Lurking,
he made himself to it.
Lurking with intent, and now the ball is being moved up.
And now it could be within Enda's range from here now.
So as I say, Carnew just not going away here, but they need a few unanswered scores again to really put the cat among the pigeons here. Glenealy are, as I said, it's almost like Glenealy are managing their way through this second half now.
Yeah, but now, if
it's a long time to manage. 23 or 4 minutes to go.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, it's Enda Donoghue right between the 45 and 65, pretty much central. It's within his range, surely. He fires this one. It's a huge ball dropping. It looks to be up and to the right. It is gone to the right and it's gone wide, and that's 4 wides for Carnew, 5 for Glenealy at this stage, so they're pretty much level on those terms. Keenan Staunton goes long down the field again. Huge puck from Staunton. Jamie Byrne is underneath, tangled there with Justin House, but Byrne comes out on top. Again, John Doyle Senior's back covering. Oh, brilliant ball inside by Jamie Byrne to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien just didn't take it at the first attempt, but he's going to get his score over it. Simple point enough.
Like, Paul O'Brien just ghosted in there. There was nobody following back from midfield or anything there, He had acres of space.
Puck out taken quickly. Again, it's the Glenealy man reacts first, and it's Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh takes a heavy hit from Adrian Myers. Carnew not happy with it, I'd say. It was a little bit frontal,
wasn't it? A little bit frontal now, in fairness.
Warren, but again, Warren Kavanagh done really well there. He read the Carnew puck out. It's all very well to look at teams taking quick puck outs and all, but there's a right time and a wrong time to do it. And if your own player's not ready, it's the wrong time, No,
and look at Warren has the experience there, and he has the intelligence as well.
Just take a step in front of your man when he's going to strike it, and it's Gavin Weir, 40, just inside the 45 here, 5 or 6 yards in from the sideline. 39 minutes on the clock, 9 minutes into the second half here, and Weir definitely has the range. He hits this one. Didn't sound like a great connection, but it's gone to the left of the post and wide. A little bit of a let off there, but
Carnew will take that, because that would have pushed it out to the 7 points again, and you're gone past your 2 scores.
Puck out from Fitzgerald again, huge ball down. Jack Doyle is underneath this one, but it breaks off his hand. Matthew Trainor's there, Owen Young is there, huge amount of bodies there. Again, John Doyle Senior's there, but ball breaks out. Again, Owen Young goes for a second attempt at it. There's a huge number of players around this ball. Matthew Trainor thought he had it, but Paddy McGinn comes out with McGinn wearing 11, does well. Oh, looked like he took a little bit long, but got a great pass off to Conor Wafer. Wafer stands into this one, drills the ball high and drills it over the bar. Huge score from Conor Wafer there, introduced at half time. Brilliant play from the young man. took his score under pressure, and it's back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, look at this, exactly what young Conor Wayford want there now.
Paddy McGing done well as well. It looked like he was going to have the ball taken.
There was a heavy ruck there for a couple of minutes.
And just looking down underneath, his number 19 is Wayne O'Gorman, is about to enter the fray. He had a huge impact on the game against Kiltegan.
Jack Kavanagh.
And it's Jack Kavanagh is coming on, so Conor Wayford, it's experience against youth there now. That's a big call, and it's a big call by Glenealy to put O'Gorman there. You can see what they're trying to do, a long puck down the field, and Pádraig Doran drops back into the pocket, mops it up and has a look and drills a long ball down the field as far as Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh lets it run by him, and he's on the run, gets a good touch by Conyard, but just about held him up. Kavanagh does really well, breaks the tackles, little reverse hand pass, not really the time or place for it. If it came off, it was great, but it's Joey Driver stepping out with this ball, and it's a block, or it was a free or a line ball. I thought it looked like a bit of a chop in there.
Yeah, look at.
It's one of them. If you get away with it, it's great, and if you don't, you could be out with us. Anyway, it's a line ball to Carnew. Pádraig Doran will take it, whips it down the line again, looking for Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh tries to turn Declan Conyard. Conyard just stuck to him like glue, tips the ball away again. That's a real good battle between those two. Kavanagh fires, clever ball is right, but again it's robbed by that man O'Gorman. Only on the scene, back in his own half-back line, trying to get away with the ball. Huge intensity from Wayford over there. Line ball to Carnew, but a free given against Conor Wayford there. Yeah, so but he let it hit the ground.
A little bit harsh. I thought he'd let play run there, you know, to pull it back for that.
So it'll be a free to Danny Staunton.
Still, it's a very important stage of the game now, the next few minutes.
And just as I hear, number 22 seems to be coming in.
Conor McRae. Of course, he could be introduced anywhere.
Yeah, look at you, any line of the field now, you'd be happy enough to see him in it. At the minute, he took a little sabbatical there, but he's back, and he was never wanted worse than he is at the minute in there.
No.
You know, so.
Do we know who's coming off, lads? He could.
It's Wayne Kinsley's coming to the sideline. The number 8 for Carnew is being replaced by Conor McRae.
It's been a frustrating day for Wayne, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Started in field inside.
It's a yellow card for Wayne O'Gorman there as well in the thick of things there, I'm being told.
Is it? I think Wayne let his feelings be known to.
Well, for someone who would have marked Wayne down the years, he would be always very quick to let you know his feelings. In fact,
very emotional fella.
Very emotional. A bit like myself sometimes. Yeah. But Danny Staunton takes this one, dangerous, huge puck from Staunton, right hand to the crossbar. Bob Fitzgerald gets it at the second attempt. Does he? He does well to try and gets out. Nearly knocks the. Does really well at the second. He nearly brought the goal with him as well, to be fair. But that was a real dangerous looking one in there. Gavin Weir's gone to ground, helmet off. 13 minutes gone in the second half, 43 on your clock on your telly at home. It's 11 points to Carnew, 130 into Glenealy. So Gavin Weir looks to take, he's took a heavy
look. Getting a bit of attention there.
He is, it's a break in play too.
Game has gone very scrappy though the last few minutes, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's going to suit the team in the lead.
I was just going to say, Dom, if you're 5 points up, it'd be ideal nearly the way the game is panning out here. Lots of stops and starts, and very hard for, you know, Carnew are going to have to rattle off 2 or 3 unanswered scores to get back into this, and it's very hard to get the momentum, you know.
There's a good bit of time left, you know. There's lots to be played still.
16 minutes, Tom.
Yeah. Lots of scores in 16 minutes, isn't it?
There could be.
I'm well aware.
So, as Gavin Weir receives attention, he's back up. He's up on one knee now. He's about to get up the rest of the way he is. He's going to pawn the blue helmet, and Bob Fitzgerald will take this free. Conor McRae has gone in to operate. Paul O'Brien has gone back on him. So, Glenealy just trying to get their matchups right, and a huge puck down the field from Fitzgerald again. Long ball dropping in, dangerous. Sam O'Dowd goes for Jack Doyle, wins it. Doyle gets it at the second attempt. 2-3 men on him. He needs support though. Again, he does really well. Strikes it on the run. Strikes it high. Brilliant score by Jack Doyle. Yeah. I was just going to say he's been very quiet in the second half so far, but he's really come good there. 4-point game in Aughrim, 113 to 12 points. Tommy Doyle is about to enter the fray. The experience is coming off the bench now for Glenealy. They're probably getting a little bit worried about the way the game is going. Back to 4 points when you, as I said before, Carnew wouldn't really have hurled.
No, and you know, Glenealy, in fairness to Michael Anthony, he's using his brains as well. Like Tommy and Wayne are going to bring a little bit of know-how and game management to the situation.
So Jamie Byrne has gone to the sideline, a huge puck down the field again, long down into that half-hour line. Hand is up there from end of Dunno. Ball breaks. Adrian Myers charges out the ball, gets it to John Doyle Senior. He lashes the ball down, looking for Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh is out in front again. Can he take it in? No. Conyers gets a hurl in. As I said, that's a huge battle. Danny Staunton's gone back to cover, but Kavanagh does really well on the turn. Fires it high, fires it up and fires it over the bar, and it's 1 score game now. Carnew have edged their way back into this game, and really and truly from nowhere, it's a water break now, just as Carnew were hitting a purple patch, as I said, you know. And it's a 1 score game. Like, as I said, it's really good for Carnew to be still in this game. Beyond they've edged their way back in.
Like we mentioned there at the time, Gavin had a free, I think, here in the 45, and there was 6 points in it, and it just went a couple of inches wide, and Carnew kind of away for probably the first touch he got as a senior hurler, banged over the bar from 50, 60 yards out, you know, and they're swing from 7 points to 5, and Carnew were just tipping away there. I'd say Glenealy are getting a little bit worried now. A little bit
anxious probably in there, but as you said, they're emptying the experience off their bench, to be fair to them, and you know, they're ever dangerous, as we've seen with that first 15, and like really and truly, they've only scored 4 points in half an hour now.
Yeah.
You know, it was 1-9 at the first water break. So you know, that's you know, Carnew have really shackled them. They've got into the game around the middle third, and without any real explosive burst, Carnew find themselves bang here with 15 to go.
Well, it's going to be a fascinating last quarter.
We'll see how it pans out. You know, Carnew have used their bench, as you said it away. You know, you'd wonder, you know, Conor Wafer bringing him in at this level of a semi-final. He comes in, bangs a point over. You know, I'd like to be fair. It's the changes they're making. If we can get 15 out of Conal McRae, you'd imagine you'd be banged there now at the end of this one.
And look at Owen Kavanagh, looks dangerous. Anytime the ball goes in around there, he looks like he's capable of doing something.
So Glenealy go back into their positions. Positions meant little here for the last few minutes, but brace yourselves for a hectic 15 minutes here, I'd say, because that's all to play for. Who's going to be in the final in a week's time here? And huge.
Like Carnew look to have got the grips around the middle now better than they had in the first half. Like the quality ball is not going into that full forward line at Glenealy like it was.
Ball breaks from the puck out again. Huge number of bodies around it. It's about who wants it the most now, and at the minute it's Conor Wafer wanted it most, and Conor Wafer wins his free. He's made an impression since coming in. The young man, he's doing really well over there. And the Donoghue steps up to take it. Little bit of urgency from Donoghue now. Drills a long, high hanging ball in, but there's nobody home. Only Keenan Staunton. Staunton comes out, goes to ground. Again, he's fouled there. Surely it's a free out, but you're living on your nerves a bit if you're from Glenealy there. It was dodgy. The second one was definitely a foul, but
it was sort of a silly foul by John Jr. to give away. He was practically going to the ground there. Really,
he gave him an out.
Yeah, he did. Like, he was under a bit of pressure.
Danny Staunton drops back. Bosco O'Neill, Jonathan O'Neill Jr. is about to come into the fray here as well. Glenealy going looking for goals, you'd imagine. High ball breaks inside. Alan Driver picks it up. Danger here, shot, goal! And just as I said, Glenealy going looking for goals. There you have it, and that's the threat that they always possessed.
Yeah, and it's typical Glenealy. They just get the ball inside to the full forward line as much as they can and as quick as they can, and hope for a break.
And they got the break, and Alan Driver blasted the ball to the net. 13 to 13 points. Jack Doyle plucks it from the sky, needs support inside him, but brilliant block down by Danny Staunton. Doyle turns, twists with it. It has the legs, it's gone high and it's gone over the bar. Back to a 5-point game again. Carnew have it all to do again, but just as we spoke there, Glenealy, direct ball, Tom.
Yeah, direct ball. Glenealy,
old fashioned, but does the trick.
They've always played that way over the years, you know. They try to get in, and in fairness, Glenealy have always had finishers.
Yeah. 14 points to 2-13 here. As I said, Jonathan O'Neill Jr. is about to enter the fray. We'll see who's being called ashore. He's not going to get in yet though. Play on to John Keenan. A huge puck down the field. John Doyle Senior goes for this one. Up with the hand. Tries to take it away, but he's fouled, says John Keenan. And the Donoghue will take this free. Move it up, and it's back in distance again. And so we've 19 and a half minutes in this second half on the clock. 2-13 to 14, 5-point game. 2 majors for Glenealy, the difference here. Gary Hughes is being called ashore for Jonathan O'Neill Jr. And the Donoghue is a free just inside his own 65. It's within his range, and this is, for me, is a make or break one. If this goes over, if this goes over, it's game on again. But if it doesn't,
Gary Byrne making way for.
It's Gary Byrne, not Gary Hughes. Sorry, there's going to the right, and it's going wide. As I said, it's gone well wide as well. So a score that Carnew need, it doesn't come. Gary Byrne walks to the sideline. Hook out here for Keane Staunton. Goes long down the field, right into that half back line, half forward line again. Again, there's a hurl on it for Adrian Myers. Good play by Adrian Myers. There's a tangle on the ground. John Keenan's watching it. Both men up. Match with trainers. The ball drives it in to the space in front of Gavin Weir. Weir twists and turns. Martin O'Brien stands him up out near the side. And brilliant ball from Weir all the way across to Alan Driver. Driver about 45 yards out. Stands, plants his feet, hits it high and hits it over the bar. A 6-point game. And Glenealy just steadied the ship.
Yeah, look at Alan has replied with 1-1 there in the last few minutes.
Again, ball is poked out in front of Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh now out under the stand playing his trade. Again, Declan Conyard stuck to him like glue. He's done really well. Both young men have done really well over there. It's a fairly intense battle, but it's a line ball to Glenealy, and Danny Staunton will take this. Alan Driver, who went to ground, but he's back up. He's tripped over his laces or
Danny
something.
has been unusually quiet in the second half, hasn't he?
He has been unusually quiet in fairness, but the game is bypassing him a little bit, I suppose, as well. Carnew are probably getting the ball in over the half-back line more. Conal McRae right back now in his own half-back line, goes short up the line straight back to where it came from, and it'll be another line ball to Danny Staunton. And you know, if you're Carnew now, you don't want about 9 minutes to go, about 8 minutes to go plus stoppages. You'll be looking at 10 minutes. I think Carnew just need to push on now and look for a goal here. You might as well be bet be 10 as bet be 6 at this stage. Ball is in again. Alan Driver, he has started to really come into this game, but a loose pass gets it to end of Donoghue. Donoghue solos with this one, looks for options. One of those is Owen Young. Young fires the ball into John Doyle Jr., tries to take it on the turn, does take it on the turn in his way. Comes back inside Ronan Manley, has a look at the post, drives it high. Is it sneaking inside? I'd say it is. He's gone he's gone wide. Carnew, from where we were, it snuck inside.
We had a perfect view, in fairness.
It snuck inside. Look, it's one of them. It's not given. You may keep going. Ball breaks down in the half-back line. Adrian Myers gets a hurl on it again. It's a line ball to Glenealy. Glenealy now just trying to knock the sting out of the game a little bit. There are 2 and 3 lads coming to take the line ball. They're doing exactly what you'd want your team doing. Gavin Weir is going to hit this one. Weir steps up, has a look. He seems to be going cross field with it. He is going cross field with it over as far as Jonathan O'Neill Jr. Ball though just underneath his hurl, falls in as far as Wayne O'Gorman. O'Gorman gets it back out to Jonathan Jr. He steps inside, has a look, fires the ball back across to the top of the D. No one home, only John Doyle Sr. takes a shoulder, works the ball to Adrian Myers, gets it as far as Conal McRae. McRae at the second attempt picks it up, puts the ball in the hurl and fires it forward. Good ball inside to John Doyle Jr. He tries to take it on the hurl. Maybe he should have went with the hand. He's going to get a second attempt. Ronan Manley fell to the ground, has a look. Good little pass inside the Paddy McGing, but then just loses possession and it's gone away from Carnew. Glenealy have numbers back, but Jack Doyle tries to retrieve the ball right on the 21 on the sideline, has a look, and a brilliant touch away there by Ronan Manley. Just a little bit laboured from Carnew there, where they need to be a lot more precise. The way the game stands, a 6-point game. Takes this one quickly. Owen Young fires it across again. Glenealy react first. Brilliant play by Joey Driver. Charges down the field. Passes the ball to Alan Driver. Out in front of his man again, as Glenealy have numbers now, and one of them is Gary Hughes, all the way out from his corner forward. Drills this one high, but drills it to the right of the post down at the town end.
It's as good as a score nearly.
It's as good as a score, but still you're looking at 6 or 8 minutes, but it's very hard to see where Carnew are going to get. They'll need at least one goal, and it's very hard to see. Haven't really had a goal chance.
No, Carnew haven't really threatened. You know, you look down maybe through the subs bench now and you'd wonder, is there another throw that ice in Carnew?
Bob Fitzgerald goes long down the field. Huge one down the field. Oh, Danny Staunton. Brilliant catch by Staunton. Takes 2 tackles, breaks 2 tackles and flicks the ball out to Wayne O'Gorman. The evergreen O'Gorman gallops down the line, picks the ball up, comes back inside. Good tackle by Conor Wafer again. Wafer does really well there. He's on the ground. He surely won his try out. Brilliant play by Wafer to get back and dispossess Wayne O'Gorman there. And a free to Carnew. They need to make these count. His puck is taken, but it's only down as far as Sam O'Dowd. Out in the ball, looked like he was being fouled, but gets the ball. The second attempt, O'Dowd does really well. He's 65 yards out, going forward, gets the ball to Matthew Traynor. This is dangerous looking ball, pops a little ball inside as far as Tommy Doyle. Doyle flicks the ball high and flicks it over the bar. 7-point game here in Aughrim, 2-15 to 14 points, and it looks like Glenealy have 1 foot in the final.
Yeah, it would appear so. Like, and they took that free there, and like at 6 points in it, you'd expect the Carnews want a bit of urgency. Like, none of the forwards were expecting it.
No, yeah, and as you said, you should be demanding. You should be demanding.
Looking for it, like, and unfortunately, none of the forwards seem to be demanding the ball, as you said.
Danny Staunton again plucks this one, gets it as far as Gary Hughes. Hughes on the turn, fires this one high and fires it over the bar. Brilliant score again. He's poetry in motion when he takes. He's a languid style. When he comes out and wins ball like that, it's very easy on the eye to look at. He's a great hurler. Robert Byrne is in, and Sam O'Dowd with that heavily strapped, a huge shift from Sam O'Dowd. He's played really well around that middle third.
He has. Look at, he's very effective for Glenealy in that half back line.
Bob Fitzgerald will take this puck out, 2-16 to 14 points. Long puck down the field again, huge puck again from the Carnew goal. He was breaking, and it's only breaking inside Pádraig Doran. First to react this time, Warren Kavanagh goes back. Played most of the game at wing back, even though he's wearing number 3. Tommy Doyle in on the Glenealy team already, picked a point, picks a great pass down to Gavin Weir, who just steps over it and goes back and gets the ball, twists and turns, has a look. Will he get a score? He's heading for the goal with this one. There's danger here for Carnew. Weir is still going, no one has went to him, and he flicks the ball high and over the bar. And that's
Gavin's first score of the second half, I think.
First score is a very good score, though, and
excellent score.
He walked through.
But there seems to be acres of space, particularly from our viewpoint, for the Glenealy forwards. They seem to be creating little pockets, and Glenealy do what they always do, they put the ball into the space.
He was going to say, creating is one thing, but they're feeding it. Do you know
what
I mean? And they're very good at it as well, to be fair. Wayne O'Gorman catches the puck out, drills the ball back in, first time out in front for this one is Jonathan O'Neill Jr. just about gets to it, flicks the ball back out to Alan Driver twists and turns, has a look at the post, decides to go out here to Tommy Doyle. Doyle could get his second point here. He will get his second point here. It's high and it's over the bar, and Glenealy are just easing their way into this final now. 2-18 now to 14 points. We've 27.5 minutes gone in this second half. We could have 3 or 4 left with injuries, but it's Glenealy who are full value now for this 10 points.
Carnew look extremely flat now at this point in the game.
Yeah. Line ball is taken, fired down the line in front of John Doyle Jr. Twists and turns and has a look at his options. His options were there. Conal McRae was one of them, but it's over his head. First to react again is that man Wayne O'Gorman. O'Gorman twists and turns. He's tackled by Conor Wafer. Wafer puts him back on the back foot and he gives the ball to Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh now with Matthew Traynor standing all on his own with a free puck of the ball in the middle of the field. He goes long, he goes huge, it's dangerous. Oh, well taken. Bob Fitzgerald done really well under that one. It's a square ball, but Fitzgerald done really, really well there. Wants to take it quick. Gavin Weir won't let him, and it's going to be moved up. There'll do you, says John Keenan. Carnew praying for a miracle at this stage. 10 points in this one. Huge puck from Enda Donoghue. There's huge numbers back for Glenealy though. Right underneath, ball breaks out as far as Owen Young. Young flicks at the ball but doesn't get his strike away, and it's into the arms of Keane Ston. We've said that a good few times today.
We have, yeah.
Long ball down the field again on top of heavy pull there. Ball breaks away to Enda Donoghue. Donoghue flicks a little pass out as far as Conal McRae. 2 players tussling on the ground here. There's a helmet gone flying. Adrian Myers and Gary Hughes have took
a little bit of getting to know each other there.
Yeah,
they should know each other by now.
It's been a good battle all day with the two of them. There's no need to really ruin it now, to be fair. It's been, you know, the two of them have really went hammer and tongs.
They have, in fairness, they've had their moments, both of them.
But John Keenan is probably going to have his moment here now, I'd say. If we're going by the fans underneath Glenealy, say It was the Carnew lad, and Carnew said it was the Glenealy lad.
That's what happens in these occasions.
So Kieran Goff is having a chat here now with John Keenan.
But still, Emmet, you have to be impressed with Glenealy today.
Very impressed, and as I said, we were talking at half time, you know, that the group they came out of and the manner in which they came out of it, they topped the group. Everyone is kind of saying, oh, Glenealy, you know, they topped that group. They came out, they were 6 points down again at Aughrim, got a draw, where probably no other team in Wicklow they got a draw at that stage.
And look at with the second semi-final to come later on today, like it sets Kiltegan up to have a good.
Yeah, well, it looks like Kiltegan are in a very good position, like, because there were only 3 points in it. Both players. Adrian has gone on a straight red.
Straight red for Adrian, a yellow for Gary.
I think it was the pulling of the helmet. There was a helmet.
You can't interfere with the helmet, I think.
Yeah, and that's. So. That's just to add to Carnew's woes now. But look, I suppose, without wanting to sound a death knell or anything, it's.
James Byrne is coming on for Glenealy now.
James Byrne in, and who have we gone off? You know, this is 2 successive years now, a 17-point defeat in a final and a double figure defeat here now. It looks like it's going to be into double figures here. So
just pointed out the fact there that the last time we met in a semi-final in 2019, Carnew scored 14 points that day.
And Glenealy 115.
So they seem to have the upper hand on us.
Looks like to be 14 points is our ceiling. Ball breaks inside, out to the top of the D. McCrae goes for it, flicks it to himself. Wayne O'Gorman's having none of it though. Right back helping his defence, gets a hand pass out as far as Alan Driver. Driver's tackled by Justin Howson, has a look up, gets his pass away as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien picks up the ball, does really well, and fires the ball in as far as Martin O'Brien and Gavin Weir again tussling for that ball. O'Brien tries to pick it up. Weir is on his case right on the sideline, free out to Martin O'Brien, and we're
another free again there. Yeah.
We're running the clock down here at the minute. We're about a minute and a half into injury time, minute and 3/4 by the looks of things. So we haven't heard what at the time it's going to be. It's not going to be for Carnew anyway. And there's a late slap there by Jack Doyle in on Wayne O'Gorman. He'll go down.
Just frustration now at this stage, I suppose, you know.
3 minutes. We've 3 minutes of added time to play. We're nearly halfway through that. We're 2/3 through it. And Wayne O'Gorman will probably eat up most of that last minute here, I'd imagine.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, just a frustrated flick out from Jack though, but that's by the rule book. Frustration doesn't come into the rule book.
No. But look, Glenealy are back in the county final, and, you know, when Glenealy get to them days, they're very hard to...
Well, one thing we do know is Glenealy will come to that final with a plan, whoever's in it, and they will stick to it. So they're very good at doing what they do.
No matter how good or bad they're going, they're always...
Like
there.
Tuaheen is a very impressive scorer here today. They've been hugely impressive all over the field. That was free from Danny, who had just gone to the left of the post wide. And Tuaheen, they had 1-9 of that after 15 minutes. So, you know, like that early burst from him was hugely impressive. The puck out was from Bob Fitzgerald, drops in, ball breaks around the middle of the field. Tommy Doyle twists and turns, has a look and pops a hand pass off to Paul O'Brien, ever willing. He's like an energizer bunny around that middle third there. He's always looking for passes and looking to give and take it. 2:15, I'm being told, of that Glenealy total is from play, which is hugely impressive as well.
Is, yeah.
Crossfield ball, Carnew tried to clear their lines. Conor Wafer goes after this one. Danny Staunton is out there as well. Staunton will get there first, does get there first, looks for his free, doesn't get. Line ball to Carnew. And it'll be a hugely disappointing end of the year for Carnew. As we said, Michael Anthony O'Neill has this Glenealy team purring as far as I can see.
Yeah, and look at it be United behind Michael Anthony too. They'll play, as the saying goes, they'll play for Michael Anthony, you know.
Yeah, so and they're definitely doing that today. They've taken the old enemy and they've handed them a good beating here. It's 2:18 to Glenealy, 14 points to Carnew. Time should be just about up. Long ball again, huge cut from Danny Staunton and Alan Driver. And Alan Driver in splendid isolation down there, but it doesn't matter. It's all over here in Aughrim in the Lightning Protection Ireland Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. The first one today is a comprehensive victory for Glenealy here, 2:18 to 14 points. Carnew just you know, look at, as I said, Carnew didn't play well, got back to within 3, Tom, but they just couldn't stem the tide.
Yeah, and look at, they were probably flattered a little bit by getting back to within 3 points of them, you know. But look at Glenealy, we said it, they were very impressive today. Like 2-15 out of 2-18 in a county senior hurling semi-final from play is seriously impressive, you know. 17
scores from play, and look, as I said, it's back to the drawing board for Carnew. Glenealy now have a week to face up to whoever wins between Kiltegan and Bray. We'll be back later with that one for you. We'll have Brendan Lawrence on commentary for that one, so make sure, and Alan Nolan will be with him, so make sure and tune back in for that. It'll be very interesting on if you're going on the farm book, as we said here, that victory for Glenealy should give Kiltegan a right rattle in the other semi-finals.
Kiltegan won't mind having a cut off at Bray, in fairness.
No, they won't. So look, thanks a million for everyone that tuned in there. We hope everything went all right for you, and we'll see you we'll have you back hopefully in about an hour's time.
Our GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time. We belong not because of who we are or where we come from. Being here means belonging. Belonging means knowing you're part of a community that has a place for all. Where potential is nurtured, where individuals become teams. We honour the legacy of those who went before and strive to build a legacy of their own. Some of us play, some of us used to play, some of us never played. We all belong. Belonging means having a voice, means being able to say what you think is right. Being listened to. Belonging means respecting each other, means being there for each other, on the pitch, off the pitch. Belonging means rolling our sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. We all belong, whether it's our first day or our 100th year. We all belong here, because this place belongs to us all. Our GAA, where we all belong.